This is part of a clutch linkage of an Isetta bubble car. I've been asked if I can make a new one. Looks a straightforward enough job. I'll bring the camera in a little bit closer and we'll have a look at the threads and we'll see why it isn't a straightforward little job. Right, so that's the thread. It's 8mm by 125 pitch, standard metric. The only trouble is it's left hand. That's a left hand nut, which screws on in the arse first direction. So it's 8 by 125 left hand. Now I've had a few goes at screw cutting this. I've had a lot of goes at screw cutting it and I can't seem to get it just right. It's the thread's there, but it's a very, very torn thread. So what I've done, I've bought a cheap 8mm die off eBay. I think it was 4.5 or 5 quid. So I'm going to screw cut the thread and then try and use a die to clean it up. Pierce the end first and then centre drill it, because I'll have to use a steady on something as thin as that. Tool very, very slightly on the centre height. It's a new tool, well, new to me anyway. It's a tool I've had for quite some time and I'm just getting a box of tips for it, so I'm sure it performs. It's better. This is a standard 8mm bolt, which is basically 7.9, and the material we've got is just over 7.9. In fact, it's on 7.9, so the material's the right diameter. I'm going to put a little groove in there because I'm actually going to screw cut it. I'm going to screw cut from this end going out over, because don't forget it's a left hand thread. I need 40mm thread. 40mm, that's it there. I'm going to go in 0.3, which should take it down to the depth of the thread actually. That's 0.3 per side. Next we've got a screw cutting tool, which you need to make sure is at 90 degrees to the job. Which is just touching all the way across. Nice. Right, we just touched that off. I'm going to go in for the full depth of the thread. And do it all in one cut. What the fuck happened here? Something moved there, I'm not quite sure what it was, but the tool jumped out of mesh for some reason. quite sure what's happening here. That's its full depth of cut there. Why is it pushing out and what's moving? Yeah, tighten everything up. Again, we'll try it again. That's better. But it's still not. That's horrible, that. Absolutely horrible. I'm not happy at all with that. It's certainly cut the left hand thread, but it could be the material, I suppose. I've got some stainless, I'll try a bit of stainless. Right, I've got a completely different setup now. That's a high speed steel tool that I made in like a spring tool holder. That's better. Because it is definitely better material, and it's definitely cutting a left hand thread. I think I'll give it one more and then put the die down it. Right, that's sort of reasonable now. Right, it's a split die. I'm going to set on its full slack setting, so I need to make the lathe spindle run backwards for the die to pull on. We'll put a little bit of marking snot on to give it a fighting chance. Right, so that's running backwards. So in theory, it's pulling itself on. Taking quite a lot of thread as well, quite a deep cut. Lathe running forward now, so it should push itself off. That's like a fanny's hair between destroying that tool and not destroying it. What happens when you're climbing over the top of cameras and microphones. It certainly appears to put a nice shiny thread on it. Right. That's alright. It's not piss wobbly slack, it's just nice. It's obviously a left and right hand spin adjuster for the clutch. Want to go a little bit deeper. That last little bit there didn't quite go according to plan. What was happening was the stud was going right down the full depth of the die holder I've got, and that's why it wasn't finishing the thread off properly. That's better. That's up to the shoulder there now. Yeah, much better. John's happy with that. So if anybody wants to borrow a left hand die in 8mm, I've got one. once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do, it is free. I have got 100,000 subscribers, but basically it's the more the merrier. I also need to say again, I keep banging on about mental health. If I bang on about it and it makes one person go and seek the help that's available, it's all worthwhile. I'm supposed to be a big, rough, tough Geordie, and I was in a mess 2 or 3 months ago. I'm still not right, but I'm a lot better, thanks to professional help, but especially for friends, workmates. So please, if you're feeling like, sort of, I'm not talking about feeling sad, if you're there, you'll know what I'm talking about, go and get help, the help's there. Anyway, thanks for watching.